Oh, good. They didn't hear that burp then.
On it, you're fixed.
I was about to sing the first song.
Do I have a voice now? I'll wait until chat.
You do,
Find your voice.
Oh, okay, cool.
Believe in yourself.
To recap, I've decided to transform myself into a cheese sandwich, and this show will now be about trying to find proper condiments to smear on my head.
Heard something else, but that's fine.
Also, I am a liar. Yes, this is Geek Space TV. I'm Tyler, the GM of Games of Divinity, the Exalted RPG here on Geek Space every Friday from 6 to 9-ish, because sometimes we go a little bit over. And thank all of you for showing up and being lovely and active in chat. And thank you all for keeping me company in Discord today as well, while I waited for Unity to compile and import small assets, because sometimes that takes really a long time.
Waiting for small assets.
God
it's okay.
Damn it. No, I don't want to wait for the small assets anymore.
It's okay. It's just going to take a moment.
They're so small.
It will just take a moment.
Not when there's like 70,000 of them. We are at Geek Space TV, a non-profit channel dedicated to doing inclusive and interesting RPGs and telling different kinds of stories that generally you won't get on larger channels. In light of all of that, I have a note here because Anna opened up pre-donations before the channel went live, and we have one from Tahoods for $25. This is your weekly reminder that Games of Divinity is brought to you by these lovely people on the screen and viewers like you. Thank you and hit the goal, you filthy animals. Love Tahoods. Thank you, Tahoods.
Thank you.
Tuds, you rascally rabbit.
But yeah, we are here every Friday. We're not looking to make mad bank. We're looking to keep the channel flowing and good programming coming. So thank you all for being active, for subscribing, for boosting the signal, for retweeting us, and for telling all of your friends. Go watch us be goddamned maniacs.
I like that. What did you say? Not was it? What about the bank? Did you say about banks?
Not making so much mad bank.
Oh, Mad Bank. That sounds like one of like AJ's terms, doesn't it? Like Mad Bank. Wouldn't that be
Mad
great?
Banker method.
I use Mad Bank method, and just money comes everywhere.
Mad Bank method.
Just a second.
The flowing river must make it rain.
That's pretty good too. Before we get started,
Banks of the river.
who are we? What do we do?
Oh, hi, I'm Steph. You can follow me on Twitter at StarfruitJunkie. I play a character named Korosek, who is a very tiny thief scholar who likes to summon demons. Lots of demons.
Lots of demons.
Jingle bugs and all those other ones.
I do have a bug. I take it out to creep people out.
I do like the bug one a
It's
lot.
with my tongue. That's literally what I do with it.
Sorry, I was enjoying my beverage I got just now. Merchandise.
Oh wow!
BattleTechGame.com.
The most subtle of plugs.
Hi, everybody. My name is Alzanon Bolney. If you couldn't guess, I work for Harebrained Schemes, the makers of Shadow and Returns, Dragonfall, Hong Kong, Go Marcana, Necropolis, and BattleTech. Hey, I got it in one breath. I'm good.
Nice.
Anyways,
Yeah.
I play of the 7th and 2nd with Sosai, who is the twilight of the group. So he's the crafter, the bureaucrat.
The self-righteous jerk butt?
He is the self-righteous jerk, but I think, like, on the lowest arrogance, this is them, this is Whistlepeter.
I don't know. Zara Hava can have her moments.
I think Zara,
She, however, backs them up with more than just because I'm right.
I think she's more just, like, self-confident than she is arrogant.
That's fair. That's very fair.
Your motto's like, shh, don't worry about it.
No, not even. I was just like,
Oh no, it's shh, don't worry about it.
Cass is my wingman. That's all I need to know.
Hello everyone, my name is Aria. You can follow me on Twitter at Genki Soda and get emotional whiplash according to Tyler. You know, as you do. And then in the game, I am Avalokite Spada, who is a doctor turned necromancer who, likes to sometimes proselytize people who she probably should just let do their thing, but that's how you do when you think you know stuff. Anyway,
Go salad.
Hi, I'm Andy Solarsano. In real life, on the internet, on Twitter, you can find me as SpaceCat189, _Cat189.
There we
Can't
go.
forget that. That's the most important part.
That's another
I
guy.
it
get
took me
some
a
other
while.
cat.
It took me a while to come up with that certain symbol. Also, you can find me at that on the Twitch because I'm streaming again.
Yeah.
Do it!
I started streaming again. It's
Do
been a
it!
while, but now I'm doing it again. But for now, the stream currently, I play Kaz. I am a northerner who rides a big old puppy dog, and I like to fuck shit up with a bow and arrow. And sometimes I got good speaking skills, good reading skills.
I will say,
As
that's
everyone
the
here
I was
knows.
like, wait, hold on. I do have a, yeah, Kaz does have a +5 at reading in my.
Plus
in my
five.
I
bio,
also,
literally.
I also, when I drew him, decided that Kaz is alarmingly attractive because, like,
Oh,
there
no,
was no
that's-
description.
oh, yeah.
But apparently, what is your appearance?
4.
Yeah,
so
which is
alarmingly
good.
attractive,
It's
sad
good.
puppy boy.
Not the prettiest, but I'm
Pretty
top tier.
close.
Top tier pretty.
Alarmingly attractive is what I decided.
Which, to be fair, is super awesome because in Exalted, having a very high appearance basically means that you can sort of stub in for having really shitty other social skills because you're pretty.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the camera's changing. It's
There's
changing.
right. Oh no.
Pointing that out, Tyler.
I didn't. What? Nothing happened.
Ignore
It's your computer. Fix your computer.
Hi, my name is Drunkly Romantic or Marcus. You can find me at the internet at Drunkly Romantic on Twitter, also on Twitch. I do streams every Monday through Friday, and they are absolutely crazy, nonsensical, and weird. And I'd like to take this opportunity to say, hey, go fucking follow Andrew on Twitch. He's streaming now. Go support each other, and go support all these lovely people. Fucking, it's great. My character in this game is Steph too. Go follow Steph. Steph drew the art. I retweeted the art. The amazing character drawings for us. Thank you so much,
I
Steph.
was literally walking around UW when I was drawing those.
They were
so
like
cool.
I got that at just the right time, and I was just like. I freaked out. So go check out Steph. It's Sir Kerr on
Yeah, Sir Kier on Instagram.
Kier on Instagram.
It's all linked into my Twitter. so
I'm
you can
doing
go to
that
my
right
Twitter.
now.
So literally go do that. My character is named Manos. He is a drunken wanderer with a lot of backstory that we're starting to get, which is kind of fun.
Which is
So
awesome.
I'm excited for today. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you, Geekspace, and I'm gonna bring my unlicensed Geekspace merch next week.
Awesome.
Just gonna be a shirt that it says Sharp, just Sharpie Geekspace on it. That's all it's gonna be.
I'm Tyler. I run this crazy carnival of circus freaks and weirdos who stab things and go on adventures. By my day job, I am a game developer over at Harebrained Schemes. And I apologize for Sally not being here. She has a fever. So go tweet at Sally that she should feel better and that she's missed. So yeah.
We miss her a lot.
Yeah, because Sally's awesome. When last we left Games of Divinity, the intrepid heroes had faced off against Somme, she who would shatter heaven. They faced off not only with Somme, but also with Cindeline, the mistress of assassins, a fallen god, who was cast out of the terrestrial bureaucracy for basically being an assassin and trying to murder other gods to get power. And it's not that they don't do that all the time. They do. It's just that she did it a lot more than she was supposed to. It's sort of like, you can have a cookie. You're not supposed to have more than 2 cookies. You can have 5 cookies and people might turn turn their eyes away. But if you steal the entire cookie jar and then hiss at people are going to be like, okay, you're out of the clubhouse. And she was doing that with God's souls and
She's
trying
Cookie
to devour
Monster.
them. Yeah, she's Murder Monster, though. But
Go look at that GIF. Go look at that GIF that I made. Of our, you need to check. It's the best cookie dance ever.
There's so many cookies. Holy fuck.
oh, people on my Instagram loved that. By the way, they were like,
so good.
"She is down. Cookies are serious business. She's down with the cookies." But in the course of this fight, several elementals engaged, as well as Cindeline and Somme, the ancient enemy, or not ancient, but of late enemy of Monos, who had killed his son, and claimed that she had done it to better his life and to make him become the individual that he was meant to be. During the fight, Monos nearly died, having been gutted by Somme in a flourishing blow that left him splattered against a giant stone pillar as lava flowed out of the ground and people grappled Garda birds and hurled them into lava.
I think
Zarahava in all of her tiny glory, punching the mistress of assassins through several stone pillars and into a font of lava, wherein she burned to death for now. But God's will come back.
She chokeholded her until she ceased to exist.
She chokehold held her and then held her out and decked her backwards through some pillars. The final blow was the lava that burned off her last health levels.
And then Korosek was just wrestling a bird on her own.
Yep. And
God.
Somme was very cocky, but Monos managed to almost kill her But at the last minute, she used a charm that allowed her to rewrite fate and allowed her to cease to exist, or ever have had existed, for a period of time, to relocate to another likely location of her choosing.
Cheater.
Yes, that is the entirety of her. Her charms are about cheating. They are about reinforcing fate to make her better than everyone else, or breaking fate so that the impossible becomes probable.
She's a pumpkin eater.
Cheaters never win.
Well, she
Well,
certainly
she literally
tried.
my guts were out. She
My
did a
guts
good
are
job.
It's winning-ish.
You know what I call Vic. Okay, so I want to just real quick before we get into this. Andrew or space underscore cat 189. It is literally drinking beer with catnip in it. Like
really
he's
good.
actually drinking catnip beer.
really
So
good.
if he's
I've
a
been
little
playing with
mischievous
this stream
today,
for a while.
please do not judge him by it.
It's also got blackberries in it. Whatever.
It's really good.
So, upon the ending of the fight, there were cats apparently. At the ending of the fight, the Exalts got together. Svara did her best to heal Monos, and being one of the greatest doctors that creation has ever seen in its approximate 7,500-year history, she did. She put the guts back in, and now he's fine. It's as if he was never wounded at all.
Yeah.
But one of the final taunts that Soam left Monos with before she disappeared was, "Do you really think that I wanted to kill you here? I'm simply delaying you so that everyone else can get what they came for." Implying that the other parts of the artifact that they've been collecting are under threat, which of course made everyone extremely nervous. They gathered together back on the airship and made top speed towards Hermopolis and the Tower of the Sorcerers and their vault, where the piece of their artifact, the Radiant Fulcrum, had been left. And entering the vault, they discovered it gone, stolen, most likely by Kaz's sister, as she walked through a wall and possibly into hell.
Which he found with his face.
Yes, he did
the
find out
best
this
part.
out by pressing his face to it because he's got super sensitive skin.
That's because I use Dove.
Dave.
Dave, use
Dave,
Dave.
I
Use
use
Dave,
Dave.
not
And after a lot of freaking out and worrying,
Yes, I do.
the one of the high sorceresses, Savan, who was Korsak's mentor, came down from her floating island and said, "Oh, you delightful young people. We don't think they stole the actual one. We made a forgery. You warned us, Korosek, that this would be in danger, so we made a forgery, and we made a way to track it,
You're all fucking
and they
welcome.
stole the forgery. So now you can track them. I'm not going to tell you where the actual thing is because it's safer that way. I have a failsafe wherein if I die, you'll be informed."
I had Last Supper with my mentor because that sucks.
What they learned from Savan and her investigations is that Soam and her compatriots are most likely west of Hermopolis, in the grand nation of Anteng, the jewel of the south and the Storm Coast, the city of 10,000 vices and 20,000 virtues, the heart of the realm's power on the coast of storms. The place where the Immaculate Order holds as much sway as they really can be said to hold anywhere off of the Imperial Isle itself. It is a city it is a nation made up of untold riches because their primary exports are all of the things that Europe went to war in the South Pacific over during the 1700s. Spices, silks, drugs, precious metals, gems, slaves, all kinds of stuff.
Drugs.
Drugs can be in there twice, yes.
Like catnip?
Like catnip, but better.
Like tar catnip.
Black
Like-
tar catnip.
I was gonna say like tiger nip.
Did the episode air where I stole the pouch of random mysterious powder from like?
No,
Oh,
that
wait,
was.
no.
I don't think that was one that aired. I forget if that was episode
Do
0
I
or if that
still
was a.
have it?
Yes, you
I
do.
forgot.
Okay,
about
good.
that.
At one point, Korosek had stolen a bag of mysterious powder.
It's not good for you.
She thought, drugs. It is a drug of a sort, but one that you want to give to people you don't like.
Yeah, of course, I guess not gonna just put it in her mouth.
And so with that, we reconvene with Korosek approaching the docks. Not the airship docks, but the docks on the river where the land caravans and caravanserais are, after Zarahava had reconstituted the land caravan. One of the reasons they didn't want to take the airship to Anteng is that they would be misconstrued as official envoys and be subjected to extra scrutiny by the realm. So, arriving by land would afford them a greater deal of anonymity. Whist is already down there. Zarahava has retired to her cabin and is busily writing letters and sending them out via messenger bird to allies of hers that she claims to have in the capital of Anteng, the city of the Steel Lotus, which is your destination. I'm going to assume that Kaz is down there as well, directing various guards and things like that. And Monos is probably asleep on a bedroll. And you're going to have to tell me where Sfara is and what she's up to, because she's undertaken a project that is, shall we say, a little obvious.
Okay, so yeah, I'm a necromancer, and I really like to create symbols of justice from out of great suffering. So, after the fight, as you do, I gathered up all the bodies and got their bones, and now I'm making cool bone generals that are gonna be smart and badass.
So how does this happen? Do you lay them out on the ground first, or do you
So, at the temple, I stripped off all of the remaining flesh and just got the nice clean bones. And
I told you that spell was useful for cleaning.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Very quick. Way better than beforehand where you had to kind of do it by hand. That was messy. And I got some cool armor and some cool little talismans and stuff, and I just gathered it all up when Zarahava wasn't looking. So yeah, and luckily she's not around right now, so she's never
they all
know.
have jingly bell bracelets or something?
No.
Okay.
No, but they are wearing the robes that they wore in life, so. That I'm trying.
Where are you doing this? Not by the river, I'm assuming.
There's a larger caravan that she's got, one of the caravans that she sleeps in, like a Romany caravan or something like that, where all of her stuff is, that she's doing things in. But it involves taking, iron bands and plating them on, so there's, hammering coming from inside.
And so, if I look into one of these caravans, there's, some generals that would be, waving back? Or
No,
bonus
they're not
generals,
sentient yet. She's building what are essentially, the automatons that you fought,
Oh.
but out of bone.
Ooh, that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
I'm pretty excited.
Bone tomatons.
Oh, God.
Did not throw that bone to you, man. I didn't.
We can go back to Bone Boys. We can do
Bone
that.
boys? Bone boys?
One Boys trademark. Yeah.
Jahar is there. Okay, so I gotta know, am I staying here, or am I going with you? And are you gonna see your uncle?
Do I have to? I have.
I mean, if he finds out that you showed up and didn't say hello, you're gonna be in some shit, dude.
I don't want to see my. How about you can pretend to be me and go say hi to Uncle?
Yeah, that hasn't worked for many a year. And he sort of pats his stomach. Too much here.
Look good. It carries well on me.
I
I
think
don't even have
so.
to look back and forth to know that does not work.
No, we do not look anywhere alike. Alright. Where I wanted to send you anyway would be not far from the city of Steel Lotus, so
All right.
at least for now you can come along, and if nothing else, we can try to teach them the ways of the realm. At the very least, how to hold a spoon right.
Oh, that would be good, because, God, the Tangese are really picky with their manners and their etiquette. Have you ever been to Anteng? I assume so, right? No?
Visited, but probably not for the
Oh, and this is still Jahar.
Jahar. I've visited.
They'll let visitors go without adhering to quite as much of the rigorous rules of etiquette, but they do expect a modicum of respectable.
I've read
behavior.
about it. And Scorsese just
That's
rolls her eyes.
probably good enough. I mean, Hermopolis has got to have some pretty good texts about anthropology and stuff like that.
I mean, if they have a black market, doesn't matter where you're from, you're gonna want to be in on that. So I
Oh,
can
they have a
say
black
that.
market.
A black market.
They have
I
the
got-
That's
black
what
market.
a black market. Excuse me. No.
All right, I think we got this all loaded up, Kaz. I mean, you want to get rolling?
Yeah, let's get going. I'm gonna try to make sure nothing moves around too much. I mean, I was the one that helped load everything up in the first place, so I feel like
Okay.
I did a pretty good job at it.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Yeah.
And you've got Whist making certain that nothing is going untoward
Would Coruscant have had a chance to find like a little like magic finder? Like
Oh, that's part of your stuff that you
Oh.
already had.
oh,
It's a Luogon, which is a feng shui mirror compass that allows you to unerringly seek the location of the false fulcrum. And the deal with that is it'll tell you roughly how far away it is, but only in the vaguest terms. Like, it is outside this city. It is a long way away. It is a moderate ride. It is a long walk from here. Stuff like that. And that just runs off of occult and int. So anybody who's got occult and int, and there's at least 3 of you, Zara's not here, but she's got it as well, can pretty easily use that to try and determine
this is
where.
try again later. So this is
The answer is definitely maybe.
not helpful. This is not helpful.
You want to try?
Clang, 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 clang.
About that. How would that be received in the city of Steel Lotus? That type of necromancy.
Which type? Her type?
Yeah.
She would be branded an immediate threat to existence and hunted and killed along with
what I
all of her
thought.
associates. So what you know about the religion of Onteng is this. The Immaculate Order officially is the only legal religion within Onteng. And that means that you can only pray at Immaculate temples to the 5 Immaculate Dragons, who then, through their priesthood, will dispense your prayer to your ancestors or to whatever various local gods you want. You also know that the Tengis habitually and for hundreds of years have been ancestor worshippers, so it's a major point of friction between the Tengis and their realm overlords. So it's one of those secret religions in the back. It happens, but if it happens in public, you're breaking the law.
No.
And it is grounds for the Immaculate Monks to come and beat you up. Or at least fine you heavily.
So it is a generally pretty religious place.
Yes!
We're going to the seat. Oh my god. Etiquette lessons. Jar.
Yeah?
Twice
What?
a day, you think that's too much for them?
I mean, we could just pretend to be in Onteng when we eat breakfast and eat dinner, and I think that'll be fine, if you want to pretend that. It's been a while since I've cooked anything from Onteng, but it's pretty tasty. They have a lot of fermented fish.
No, I'm more worried about, blasphemy, on a lark saying, I am a solar exalted.
Yeah,
and-
if you say that, there's probably going to be massive amounts of murder squads that come and kill you. And me too. So don't say that.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Flashcards.
But the ambassador says she's got some allies down there that are willing to give us a hand.
Really?
Yeah, she wanted me to give this to you because you would probably be able to talk. I guess she's got something political to deal with within her school, so she's going to be breaking away to go handle that.
That's surprising,
We
but
literally just found a weapon that recreates reality. I would have
Yeah,
a lot
I
to
sus-
talk about.
I suspect it has something to do with what you've been doing.
I suppose all that's left is going to talk to the doctor about the clang.
Well, best of luck as the caravan winds slowly down out of the mountains along a very well-traveled road. You're along with, you'll pass, going the other direction, 20 or so caravans a day. That's how well-traveled this road is. You're never out of sight of another wagon, or at least a large group of people. Banditry is pretty much unknown on this road, especially because every 10 miles there's a minor fort with a bunch of mercenaries from Hyrcania just hanging out waiting to respond to a problem. Along with, at every single one of those, a shrine to Eru, the goddess of the trade road.
When we pass by one, I'm going to leave an offering that is to at least say that we found and...
Did you want to say a prayer?
Yes.
All right. If that is the case, I would like you to roll me performance and charisma.
Okay then, this is gonna be fun. Look, I'm a straight talker, I'm not a performer.
That's good. You don't offend her. That's the important
That's a
part.
plus. Good for you.
It's like if you failed and maybe got a 1, it'd be the equivalent of showing up to the Holy Eucharist if you're a Catholic and being like, sweet, and dunking it in the wine, and then throwing the wine over your shoulder and slapping it on the dude, on the priest's forehead or something like
You're not
that.
supposed to do that.
Like,
Good to know.
I thought that was the way it went.
Oh, you drink the blood and split it back into some holy water
Really
instead.
gargle and then put it
And then
back.
put your hands in wash them.
Yeah, that would be the equivalent of
Ooh,
fumbling a
thanks.
prayer
Can I get
roll.
an ice cube for this blood of Jesus,
That's like the
please?
horrible etiquette of, oh, yeah, I was in Shrek. I was like, I drink the water. I was like, it's for your hands. What are you doing?
But,
So you're gonna go
This thing's
talk
turned
to
into Mr. Bean.
Svara?
yeah, mostly I just. Oh yeah, so sure. I'll be knocking at between clanks, if you will.
So maybe right now you don't hear clanks, you hear chanting.
That would be very reasonable.
Yeah.
I'll wait until there's a appropriate time because actually I'm not.
The chanting goes on for quite a while, doesn't it? I mean,
I'll just
Yeah.
start going.
Let's say that this is, that's at night, so there's multiple voices in there.
Do I really have to? Yes, I have to. Dr. No Name? Can I come in?
Did I hear someone?
It's very important. Can I have like 5 minutes of your time, please?
Just give me a second. And you hear a bunch of fumbling and curtains being drawn and everything. And I come out trying to like waft.
Like a teenager who's smoking weed in her bedroom.
Oh my god.
Coming!
Yeah, overwhelming smell of sandalwood. That's it.
Haresh is in there as well. Haresh is dressed differently than you've seen him dressed. He is dressed in robes of a city that you don't recognize. It's from someplace in the River Province, just based on the cut of it. But they're primarily red and black with silver highlights. And he has a ghostly censer of incense that is sitting next to him that has just been put out.
So, what was it you wanted to talk about?
What's that smell? It smells like. I'm not gonna ask it. Have you ever been to Antang before?
No, I have not.
Oh dear. How should I put this? You're aware that we are anathema, right?
Of course.
Even more so for you. I want to be certain that you and your friends step a very fine line because, unlike here where there's certain acceptance, they're looking for excuses to mark people traitors.
Technically, that's only partially true, as a matter of fact. The Tengis themselves, ma'am, they're ancestor worshippers, and I got a lot of guys back home at the master's place who are Tengis, and their families talk to them all the time. You just got to keep it on, like,
Oh, do you
behind closed doors. So
do
to
you think
speak.
they would be excited about the opportunity to visit?
Yeah, like exorcists are in high demand. They do a pretty brisk trade with Axeray, getting exorcists and mediums in to, I guess, mediate family difficulties across the living and the dead. But it's one of those things that you do behind closed doors, or else there are monks that come and like kill your dead family and probably your living family too.
Well, surely some of them would be happy to show me around the city as well.
I could buy that, yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna put in the back of my mind that after the meeting I'll summon them.
That said, he's not wrong about not being too open with it.
Oh yeah. Just no manifesting or anything.
No manifesting, no overt uses of what you do with dead stuff. What? Is that wiggling?
Of course. I mean, you've.
Burai over there, he's Tengese, and one of the other ghosts like pokes his head in the window. Yeah, what? You can tutor on like customs and stuff like that and who to talk to, right? Yeah, of course. Pokes his head back out the window.
Oh, thank goodness.
Perfect. And if they're not manifested and in a bad moment, they could just whisper to me what to do, probably.
Yeah, I'll teach a couple of them how to do that. It's not too hard. It's not very taxing, so.
I appreciate it. I left there for a reason. Let's just say that it's a place full of hypocrites and terrible dealings with the front of officiality, with the font of holier than thou, which is really funny coming from me now that I think about it. But
I wasn't gonna say anything.
You're just gonna think it.
But I just want to make you aware because I know that it's not a right thing to ask people to deny who they are, but in this instance, our very lives would depend on it, I'm afraid.
Right. You have definitely made your point clear, and I don't think you have to worry about it. The work I'm doing now will be nearly finished and should be able to be paused at the very least when we arrive, without a problem, and no disturbances. And I will definitely be keeping a low profile because, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is the sort of stronghold of House Sinus, and I have a very particular problem with them. And I would like to sort of stay away as much as possible.
I would be a liar if I say I wasn't curious. Sinus is not one of my family's favorites, but that's for purely political reasons. So.
Oh, it's not so much of like strong personal dealings. There has been some of that, but mostly I am, as a doctor, have a real issue with drug trade and the things that it does to people and communities, and have maybe exchanged words with a number of their dealers. So, and also, they're some of the biggest slave traders, which I also have a problem with. So I would just, probably, I'm not going to leave the caravan very much.
It's probably a good idea because there are going to be some evils we can't correct right now, at least not without exposing ourselves. The guild's going to be there, and them and Sinus are like thick as thieves.
Right.
But I'll leave you. What is that smell anyway?
Oak moss. And,
Black fungus, too.
Right.
No, and Haresh, opens up a door, because he's physically manifest since it's night, and he has spent the motes to do so. He opens up a cupboard, and there's a little hot pot with, a charcoal burner, and he's making some soup, and he goes, "That's what it is. It's noodles, you dummy." He's probably lying a little bit.
That's a very... Is it a river delicacy?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
Popular back home.
I guess I'll leave you to that, but thank you again.
thank you for your concern.
Anything particular that Korosek, Kaz, or Monos is doing?
I'm reading about sidereals, probably, and things relating to Soam, because I'm assuming that is kind of what she's semi-related
So yeah,
to.
I did promise to give you information about that last game, did
That's
I not?
okay. No, yeah, but it's we can, if it
So-
comes up, it can come up. If not.
Here is the important takeaway. Long ago in the First Age, before the fall of the Anathema, because this is written from a point of view that is sympathetic to the Dragonborn, mind you. Long ago in the First Age, there was a man who declared that he would wage war on heaven itself, that he would break destiny in the loom of fate, and would cast down the gods of Yushan because they brought him nothing but pain. Because he was a selfish man who believed his own love to be love, when in fact it was simply a desire to possess. His name was Rakon Thulio. And he was said to have stolen or broken or perhaps warped destinies taken from the loom, and somehow they became infused with power. And like the exalts of old, these destinies could be infused within mortal humans and allow them to make fates for themselves and break fates for others. And their goal to the last was to cast down the gods of Yushan, to shatter fate itself, and to build a world wherein they could control their own destinies and not the gods above them. Details beyond that are a little sketchy, but the Sidereals are their sworn foes. That much is known. And the Sidereal had been fighting them up until the point that this was written for hundreds of years. But they had never managed to capture, catch, kill, or even guarantee that Rakon Thulio had died but once, having lived far in excess of what anyone thought was possible, exceeding the lifespan even of some of the Solar.
Wow.
So yes, definitely a potent foe. And anything from two of you?
Yeah, so I actually just finished up reading a little bit, and as I do, I'm just pulling out some pages from the book and tucking them away. Then I'm gonna go to Monos. So I got a bad feeling about this. So I just want to talk to you as one warrior to another. If shit does hit the fan, I think we should have a plan, because in my travels around as a caravan guard, there's one thing I do know about Ontang. They take their religion pretty seriously, and I mean, knowing you, we're pretty similar in how we feel about the gods. So I think we could probably be able to get away with it pretty easily. But as far as the rest of us, there's the sick girl. I don't think that they would really agree with things. So if anything does get found out, I think we should come up with some sort of a plan if we were to get cornered.
My experience, being cornered, the best way is usually to either fight out or climb.
Makes
It
sense.
seems like if
When
this is
cornered,
as serious as
fight
we're
or
going,
climb.
as the holy man is telling us, we're screwed if something goes down.
Yeah.
So, fight or climb.
Fight or climb.
That's my plan. And I grab my harmonica,
Mm.
and I walk over to the wall next to him, directly where he is, and I do a handstand upside down with the harmonica in my mouth, playing a song, and also doing push-ups. Upside
That
down.
is
So you're just 2 notes.
Yes.
That's absolutely within his ability to do, and actually be able to perform reasonably well even without his hands.
Wow.
It's just somehow sliding along your mouth without your hands.
I have excellent lips.
The funny thing is, he actually can hit about 12 notes without moving it. It's just your breath in your tongue.
So then I also pull out the pieces of paper from the book.
My feet are dangling right by your head, by the way.
I'm gonna set those the paper on your feet.
And I grab it with my toes and I pull it down to my face and just kind of hang it over while I still continue the push-ups.
I just finished reading a story about a caterpillar that you might like. I don't like it. I don't like bugs, so you might enjoy it. I would give you the whole book, but I still need to finish it. So
Kaz, I want to ask you something about your sister. What do you feel? What are you thinking right now? There's a lot to go through.
I'm relieved that she's not stuck in a wall, but right now I'm not really sure what to think. I hope that she hasn't just been, her mind has not been taken over. I hope that whatever she's trying to do, maybe we're misunderstanding it and it is for good, because from what I can tell, it's hard to say, but I almost want to say that's not my sister.
Kaz, I want you to know you have my word that if we can save her, I will do everything in my power to help.
As long as no harm comes to her.
With that, people sleep, go to bed, but Kaz rests fitfully that night. It's a strange thing, like tossing and turning, and suddenly finding himself in this this tremendously wide plain. A broad expanse of steppes with sparse grass and sand, like the sand dunes of southern Oregon, where there's grass growing out of them, but it's still this rolling sand dune-ish stuff. And this gentle wind and a hot smell blowing in the distance. And across the dunes, there's a woman walking towards him, and every so often, as he blinks or his concentration lapses, she suddenly warps forward by dozens of meters. And as she gets closer, it becomes apparent that this is Solveig walking towards him across the dunes. But her body is being blown away. A bit like there's like pieces of her being pulled off and being rebuilt at the same time. She never diminishes, but you can see bits and pieces of her clothing flow away into the distance. And in the background, there's this noise, like someone speaking that's neither of you observing both of you. And eventually, she arrives directly in front of Kaz. Why are you hunting me?
Why are you running?
This is what has to happen.
So you asked me why I'm hunting you. You disappeared.
You had a
I'm-
life.
And then I found you. You think I wasn't worried? You think I wasn't curious about what could have happened?
No, it's not that. It's that you gave up what you had for me, but I left.
I gave up what I had, and what was that?
The farm? The rest of our family?
I gave that up. We lost our family. You were the last. Other than me, you were the last that I even knew of.
There
But
were
after
still great uncles and great aunts, the tribe itself.
Yeah, but they barely talked. After you were gone, and after what happened to me in the woods, I was on the verge of death. Something happened. And that was when I decided maybe I was meant for greater things. Maybe I wasn't supposed to just stay in one spot.
Perhaps you are. But I was meant for things as well.
Like what?
That I cannot say.
Why?
Because if you were to know of it, it would change the outcome, and it would change your actions, and everything would be ruined.
And you act like I'm not going to find out.
Of course, but if you find out, it will be by your own hand. If I give you the key, you'll open the door too soon. This is the world now. And she gestures, and all of the grass blows away, and it's simply rolling dunes and a baking desert. This is the world I inhabit now. But it doesn't have to be. I want you to have what you're looking for, but I can't give it to you. You have to fight to get it, because there are people that you need to kill.
We both know that I'm pretty good at that.
Exactly. Why do you think that this is foreordained? I'll let you in on a secret, though, something that I learned from a friend who taught me a lot of things. Prophecy doesn't mean anything. It's only what's going to happen until you decide it isn't.
Sounds about right. I mean, neither of us really believe in all that sort of spiritual mumbo-jumbo.
There's a certain element of probability involved, but I'm not good at math.
Well, hopefully this all ends out well, and
I will have to
we can
fight
go-
you twice. But I will not fight to kill you.
neither will I.
We'll have to make it a good show, you know. You think you can manage that?
That's what we used to do when we were kids.
Good. I still know how to use an axe fairly well.
I still know how to use a bow.
Try not to get killed by the Immaculates in Onteng. I assume you're following me. So.
Hope that's not a prophecy that you're talking about there.
No, it's because I know where I am and I know you're not going to stop. It's not a prediction so much as I can read the writing on the wall. Twice. Once in Onteng. Once after. That's also not a prophecy, that's a guess. But my guesses are pretty good these days.
Well, either way, I'm ready.
Walk that way. And as Kaz turns and looks back, she is gone. And it's just endless rolling desert.
Wait, I'm going to walk that way.
It seems to take an eternity to cross the desert. And you've lost track of time when you finally wake up. Sort of like sweating from the heat and the exhaustion, and you're parched in your mouth. And at the foot of your bedroll, there is sand at your feet.
Well, immediately I thought it was maybe what reading that bug story did to my brain a little bit. I do not like bugs, and maybe that just messed with
The little
with my
caterpillar
noggin.
that fucked with people who were
The
sleeping.
little caterpillar that was gross.
I love you so much.
All right. So it's daytime now.
Yes, everybody's
now?
up. People are happily having breakfast.
All right, I'm gonna come out. You guys have a bad idea or a bad feeling about going to Ontang.
Which do you have, a bad idea or a bad feeling?
Bad idea. Well, apparently there's some sort of idea that sounds like a bad idea, but I also have a bad feeling based off of this bad idea.
Okay.
My sister might be there. I had a dream last night, so we'll call it.
She is, because she has the fulcrum.
That's where we're going.
The fulcrum.
Yeah, I don't know. You never know what might happen in between now and us getting there. But apparently we need to fight. I was worried that was going to happen. That it was something that was going to need to happen. I was hoping that it was going to be able to be avoided.
We are going to fight, I thought.
Yeah.
That was
Yep. We will not fight there if possible.
Yes, of course, because they're
but
crazy.
She's helping Soam. What part of that did not?
I still like to think that there's still good in her. Maybe she is.
There probably is. Just because you associate yourself with bad people doesn't mean that you were doing things for a good reason in your own mind. What are you worried about, Cass? You worried about hurting her? About killing her?
I'm worried about all the chaos that might ensue once we get to Ontang, and then the
'Cause there-
potential of me losing my sister again.
Because there hasn't been enough chaos.
Can we just get a break for one moment?
No.
We'll come have some breakfast. Sit down. Rest.
I made sausages.
He made sausages.
I do like sausages.
They're pretty good. Pretty good. I've had a lot of sausage over my life.
I mean, I don't know what you got from those plates or whatever that you saw in that mystery house that we were in, the Great Manse. But you don't... I can literally make up any story and fit names in there and say that they're prophecies just as much as anything else. Like,
But then a dream on top of that?
yeah? So you go find out your own truth. Why does a dream, what did you tell her?
What did she tell you?
What did you tell her?
What did I tell her? Or what did... One at a time, please. She told me that we are going to have to fight twice. Once at Ontang and once after. Given it was still a dream, I don't know what she's capable of right now. I don't know if she's able to incept
I could
herself
have
into my
gotten
brain.
I could have gotten a mat and thrown some rocks on there and told you that as well. I could have literally written down every statistic possible, and like I write down the statistic, like actually pull out a scrap piece of scroll and write out the whole statistic for you in like math as matched as we can in creation, and show it to you. It's right. And like yes.
So, you're saying you believe your sister has come to you in a dream to give you advice?
Yes? No? I don't...
Kaz, why are you worried about fighting her?
Because like I said, I don't want to lose her again. And I don't... Even if...
Are you afraid of losing her or losing the chance to ask her why she left you in the first place? If she's
Maybe
been
both,
gone
or
for
even-
so long, you're not...
Or even worse, just... The possibility of her actually being alive, but just not my sister anymore. Gone.
These are a lot of things, and there are a lot of things none of us have considered that are far worse, but... We're here for you? If that means anything?
And then I dust off some of the sand from my leg. I'm like, also, what the fuck?
Yeah, wait, what the fuck? Can I
What?
look at it?
Does it look like the
Anything
sand
weird?
from
It looks like sand.
the sand?
It looks like sand.
It's not-
The sand from the...
Southeastern. black
It's not
sand.
do I know anything that does that kind of stuff, that manifests that way? Not
Not a-
Cecilene related or anything?
I mean, Cecilene does that, but so do other things as well.
Do you guys know of anything that makes things coming out of dreams into real life possible.
You want to
That-
give me an occult and int roll for those of you that are occult and int
not good.
nerds?
That's-
Yeah.
Did you
That's why I
drink
asked.
something out as far as like cabinets? You weren't supposed to.
I'm
you
not
know?
I'm not a sand thief. I don't steal people's sand for my legs. My legs
You're
get
like
too dry, and
you're
I
like
need
a
to.
sand bee who
Yeah.
rubs his legs on their sand to
No,
turn it
bee.
off.
I got
Bugs.
five.
Bugs.
5, 4.
Hold on.
3, 2, 1.
Perfect.
I mean, unless it's Hesh's litter box. Which she actually doesn't have
She's
one,
something
but she could
different.
be
I forgot.
lying to you.
Has sleepwalks.
Oh.
5.
I'm gonna roll 2 just in case.
So with 5 successes, fair folk have been known to leave things like that behind when they do stuff. But you've never heard of a fair folk
Sand.
like, well, fair folk and sand. That's like, yeah, sure, you've heard
Nature.
stories of that. But a person becoming a fair folk is just not possible.
Yeah.
That's like a person becoming a god. It cannot happen unless they were already god-blooded, and he would probably know if his sister was fey-blooded, because she probably would have manifested weird-ass shit while growing up. There are also southern gods that will leave markings like that, especially the Censor of the South, and Alot, the war god of the South. Other lesser gods will do it as well. Obviously, demons of Cecilene have been known to do things of that nature as well.
I forgot to ask her about those wings that she sprouted when she was 10. No, that didn't happen.
But again, she's pretty obviously not a demon, because he would again have noticed, hey, you're a little weird biologically while growing up. And lastly, beyond that, it's just like anybody's guess. Sorcery could do it. Maybe she knows some weird god charms somehow. Maybe she's got enlightened essence and has a very particular weird martial art.
She's with Soam,
She
too,
could be
so
a
that's
fair
not
folk or she's a
anything.
magician. That's what
I mean, she
Corsac
did,
tells
she
me.
did very visibly manifest sorcery and teleport away.
No, it's just like she could either be a fair folk or a magician.
Or she could be a
Let's
godless too. You know,
go
just
with
like,
the latter. Because as far as I know, I don't think that the first one's even possible.
Corsac just puffs smoke at you and just side eyes you the whole time.
If she's working with Soam, then she could be anything, as far as we know. I have never seen. I mean, anyone? I know that she has that she got the papers to learn about Soam, right? Like some
Yeah.
of the things. Okay.
I think of the opposite of what Ardent Phoenix is: the ability to create, but the ability to sever everything from existence and recreate by trauma, essentially.
Yeah.
All of it sucks. People doing the shit for their ideas of righteousness, boring. It's boring for everybody else.
it's dangerous for everyone else. The most
Boring.
dangerous person in the world is a zealot.
Boredom.
With that, the caravan continues on to Ontang. I would like to have Svara roll me a craft and intelligence 3 times, and you probably just want to double your pool because you'll be gaining all of that back as you work on your bone monstrosities.
I mean, I'd probably peek out of curiosity.
Oh, sure.
Can I help? Is there a way that I would help?
Do you have craft necrotech?
No.
Then no, you
I
cannot.
just craft smoke bombs and firecrackers.
You could probably
Can I hide one in the?
you could probably ruin what she's
No,
doing.
no, I don't want to do that. I'm just curious. I'm just gonna watch her do this.
I will be coming by and shush out every time, being like, very overtly curious because I'm terrible at sneaking. Would you like cookies? What?
Right, give me a second. It's gonna be a lot of rolling.
Just by all means roll. I will narrate while this is happening. The road winds down out of the mountains into lowland, into rolling foothills, and past wide white granite gates marking the entrance to Ontang itself, where your caravan is searched very perfunctorily because you have appropriate papers and you've got very well-connected people that can have all of those tariffs paid and things like that. The highlands of Ontang. Ontang is broken up into 3 areas: the highlands, the middle lands, and the coastal lands. The highlands are, if you could imagine, mountainous Vietnam with rice paddies and stone quarries and things like that, and deep bamboo forests. That is the first zone that you pass through. The middle lands are rolling hills with limestone karsts. winding rivers and marshlands, full of small towns on stilts in the river and boat people paddling to and from. You have to get ferried across many rivers in order to get down to the shorelands, and once you hit the shorelands, it is that coastal area of Cambodia or Thailand or Vietnam that you might know, with the tall cliffs and whatnot, well-paved, well-traveled roads, and many, many towns and cities along the way. The people here are surprisingly friendly. They will greet you in passing regardless of who you are and how dour you may or may not be. And every time you stop at night, if another caravan or a small group of travelers comes upon you, they will offer to camp with you and share their food and stories, because this is simply the way of things. It is up to you how generous or not you choose to be with that, and how at arm's length you choose to keep them. The roads themselves are also dotted with myriad small shrines to local gods and various ancestors, famous people that have died. And it's apparent that some of these have been knocked over at some point, probably by the Immaculate Order, and then rebuilt in the middle of the night by locals who are like, yeah, you knocked over Granny's shrine. I'm not okay with that, but I'm not going to do it in the daytime because I don't want to go to jail. This is a nation of ghosts and nightmares. Svara has a very particular feeling at one point on the road. Like, she can feel the resonance of death to the south. Like, it's almost overwhelming, like being near those pits in Axaray. But apparently when the ghosts go to investigate, that is outside of the boundaries of Ontang. That is just on the other side of a river, wherein the people of, I think it's called the people of the Silver Promise. It's the Silver something. They're not entirely familiar with the language of Ontang. But apparently it's an insular society that habitually will execute anyone that goes there without prior leave to do so. They are extremely private. The ghosts will also report that to the south there's the lands of the snakes who walk as men, and describe very tall, like 7.5, 8 foot tall humans with green skin and scales and slit eyes that are snake people. Some of whom do trade in Ontang. And it's after some time of travel that, rounding the bend, you see down before you the city of the Steel Lotus, the largest of the cities of Ontang, the seat of the satrap himself. What's his name? I have it right here. He's a prince of House Regara. Regara Saurus Jor, the Lord of Ontang.
Regarasaurus, no. Wait,
Saurus.
Saurus? Okay.
Soras.
Okay.
Regara
I was thinking
Saurus Jor.
dinosaur?
That's what I was
Regarasaurus.
Sorry.
Well, the three princes of Ontang are the rulers of Ontang. They all answer to the satrap himself, and he is the adjudicator between their three kingdoms. The city of the Steel Lotus just expands infinitely outward. It's large enough to really rival Chiaroscuro, and definitely large.
Will you repeat that guy's name and his position real quick?
He is the satrap, Regara Saurus Jor. He's the guy who's in charge of everything in this nation.
Jewel. HNIC.
At least I'm not a dinosaur.
Do you know that for certain?
Question mark, question mark, question mark. Okay, I'll just add those.
Wait now, and his profession is a sad trap.
Satrap.
Okay, let me alter my notes. Hold on.
Sad trap is my favorite kind of
How
music.
do you spell that?
Satrap. So satrap is a Persian term in the real world. It's the equivalent of governor, but it's a governor of a tributary state, not a part of the realm, but somebody who pays to get their protection and to not get bulldozed.
And it is no way a character from Beast Wars, right?
No way a character
Okay.
from Beast.
Okay, just
Okay.
checking.
She was the rat.
No, yes.
The city of the Steel Lotus spills out in all directions. It's a truly massive city. It's not as large as Nexus, of course, but it is one of the largest cities in all of creation. Walls that are The outer walls are the smaller ones. They're only about 35 feet high, but the inner walls stretch about 85 or so. And there's a series of locks and canals that will lift boats up into the inner city, winding switchbacks, and just sprawl everywhere. The smell of incense and cooking food and smoke from all of those places. And definitely the home of anything that you could want, legal or not.
More puppies.
Welcome to the most powerful city outside the realm.
You sound so excited. Are
Yes,
you
I will.
excited?
I'm- I could never ever want to be here again.
I can never tell with you because you literally are made of size.
So I don't care anymore.
Where are you making your way to, Caravan Master? Now that Zarahava, as soon as you reach the gates, Zarahava excuses herself and rushes off to go find people who can be of service to all of us, i.e. the members of her organization.
So is it like to rush off or to rush off? Oh, I forgot. Anshul runs back and then runs off.
Yes.
Taking that on, Shul. Where to, Caravan Master?
So I have personal business I must attend to before we begin this. It's a familiar obligation, as it were.
You do have a location of a safe house that Zarahava has arranged for you.
Maybe we should go there first so we can become more presentable.
This is as presentable as I get.
Yeah, for 6, it's like, been through this.
But we can go there if you feel like you are not up to muster.
Let's go to the safe house first. No doubt my uncle will know that we have arrived, even if I do anything in my power to hide the fact. If he does summon us, we will be required to do the rest.
Well, I will be as dressed as I can be.
I can arrange that.
Winding your way through the city landscape is made of hutongs and small plazas of the traditional Tengese style. Lots of canals, narrow streets, high walls with spirit doors into various manor houses and estates. Lots of small stalls that have been set up cooking food and selling small handcrafted goods. And wide open air bazaars that are filled with massive amounts of people, all kinds of day and night. Chinese night market style, just selling and buying and doing all kinds of crazy things. This is a very cosmopolitan city, most definitely. And there are plenty of people out and about, even in the late hour. It's about 4:35 p.m. The sun is dipping low, but you are not you're not seeing any abatement in the level of activity in the city. Arriving at the destination, it's a small caravanserai that is apparently abandoned at the edge of a park, a public park with little pagodas and water and fish and things like that, and places to sit in the grass and moss. And a gentleman with a shaved head, plain brown robes, and a ring staff over his shoulder sitting on the steps outside.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes?
Hi. Perhaps you know of Zarahava?
Gets up and pulls out from inside his robe an enormous key, fitting it into the lock of the caravan door, turning it several times, and then heaving with his shoulder so that the huge door slowly creaks open. She told me you'd be coming. You can call me Sakai.
Was that door like way too heavy for one person to actually?
No, he's just in good shape.
As you'd be like, whoa.
No, he's just in
okay.
good shape. He is shaven-headed, but he's not old. He's probably about 35 to 40. And he definitely has the look of a monk who doesn't do a lot of sitting, who does a lot of like moving around and physical practice.
I try to high five ring sticks. Yeah!
Bring the caravan in here. I'll see to it that some of the stable hands get brought over to take care of them and all of that. Or do you have them with you? Do you need anybody from the outside? She said you were fairly self-sufficient.
As few people as possible.
Understood. I'll be the keeper of the grounds then while we're here. Oh, where are my manners? And he pulls out a gourd and uncorks it, takes a long drink, and then offers it.
Thank you. And I'm gonna immediately pass them on us.
I take it and I pour it into my bottle.
All right.
Oh, leave me some.
Well, I wanted to. Okay.
Well,
sure.
okay.
And like
Hold on,
literally,
hold
we're just
on.
like, no, it's mixed.
I
No.
pour back, and what do you
I
want
know
from me?
you're not a religion. No, just don't.
That's fine. That's fine. Let me try it now.
Oh,
Not as strong as it was, but you've poured like some 120 proof shit in there. That'll do. Yeah, like paint thinner.
Now I know why you make that face all the time.
it grows brains in your head.
Don't think that's actually what it's doing.
He'll heave the door
I've
shut
spent
again.
my entire life in school. That is not what's happening with that. You didn't even wash your hands. Oh, of course, I just
Supposed to wash these?
I've been told to inform you that I'm your liaison here, and if you need anything from Zarahava's organization, you can call on me. If you need anything delivered or purchased and need someone to get it, ask me. I'm not cleaning the bathrooms. Takes out a piece of charcoal and just scratches that out. Nope. Don't think so. And if you need a guide, I'll tell you where to find things. So I'm at your service.
Thank you.
I didn't know her school went so far out.
We're everywhere. It's not her school. It's the organization the school's part of.
We speak more of it later. Perhaps over.
Yeah, if you'd like to know more about it, I'd be happy to tell you. I'm a philosophy professor.
No one likes morality.
That's what I was first thought too.
I'm down for some conversation over tea. But I do have a favor to ask, and I
Yes.
pull out one of the hats that is an official hat from the school that got decimated. That's a little bit too burnt, and I said, do you have a new one of these by any chance?
I can probably get one.
Okay,
I don't have
great.
it on me.
Yeah. No rush. I mean,
He's also got those the burn dot marks on his head, by the way.
That's so badass.
nice. Yeah, if I could just get a new one, that'd be great. Need to
Oh.
finish a project.
I'll make certain that it happens. That's fine. That's fine.
You don't need to raise your hand. This was not class.
Are you happy? Oh, no, you're sad. Are you sad?
Hi.
And I'm like, of course, like scribbles and just like folds out the paper. Is this how this works?
Well, that's part of his name.
I walk
She's
over
like,
to
I
the
just
ho-
have this piece of paper with me.
I raise my hand and I slowly make my way over to the holy man, and I ask him, "Is this one of the people I'm not supposed to say words around?"
Yes.
Actually, if it's one of Zarahava's,
I know what you are. If you think she hasn't been keeping us appraised, you're crazy.
I am crazy.
Oh, well, do you need help with that?
I'm getting along.
All right, well, if you need someone to talk to, I might be able to help you with that.
I touch his foot with my foot, and that's it.
High five.
Good enough.
I'm
Then I
pretty sure
sit down.
that's when you name the bottle. It's help. Pretty sure that's when he names that.
Fair. I have my own help.
So I mean, you
thank
already have helped
Yeah.
him. You could help more.
I need to get more of that.
It's too sweet.
You ever had the amazing plums at these? Do you know what plums are, Monos?
Yeah. They're those things that.
Do you need anything?
just let them know that I'm known here. So if they don't want to be too
They know.
identified, just
I mean,
make-
she did give us a full write-up on who you are.
That's what I was afraid of.
Why are you afraid of it?
Hmm?
Why are you afraid of it? You have something to hide?
Nothing to hide, just the extent.
Huh.
Well. Huh.
All right, I'm going to be in my room over there if you need me.
Which one?
He points to a small shack off on the side. It looks like it's actually like a gardening closet that's had all of its stuff thrown out into the front.
Oh.
Like rakes and
Yeah.
stuff. Oh.
There wasn't enough room with
We
the
took
rakes
it-
in
we took
there.
it-
Just like groundskeeper Willie.
Did we displace him?
No.
Okay, it was like
He displaced
it
rakes.
was like-
First things first, we should look at the mirror.
Oh yeah. If I cast it, like I'm assuming it's like within the city.
should we be?
Yeah,
If
give
I
you a-
turn,
or
will it
something?
tell
It'll
me?
give you a direction, yes. So give me a quick roll.
Oh, cool.
Into the cult. Yes.
Does he have to shake it?
Like a Polaroid picture.
But there's no sugar. 4.
But you've got neighbors.
I got neighbors.
How many? 4?
4.
It is inside the city, and you are currently in the southwestern quadrant of the outer city. It is in the northwestern direction.
It is literally on the other side.
Well, I mean, if the
Ish.
city is this way, it's a line like that.
Ish. I mean, No, no. It says try again now. Why did you do that?
Ask again later. This is a terrible mirror.
That way.
How busy did the marketplace look?
Very.
Really?
Yeah, super
Okay.
busy.
Night market.
I'm packing up some stuff,
All right.
and I'm heading out.
All right.
I'm going to the market.
Anybody else going to the market?
Is there a roof I can climb on?
Yes.
Okay,
Many
I
of
climb on the nearest roof.
Are you gonna follow him via roof or?
I'm just gonna watch him.
them. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm sure
there's-
he's safe. He's
the-
going through some stuff.
The,
I
the
understand.
roof is high enough that you can watch him for about maybe 150 meters before he gets lost.
Huh.
Well, I mean,
Because he's
I'm not
like he
lost.
goes down a long street and then turns to the left. And you're like, meh.
No,
Wait, I'm not
Good
lost.
view.
No, you're not. Lost.
Okay, he
just
loses
can't
me.
See, yeah.
Okay,
he cannot
I
see
was like-
you.
so do you come back or are you gonna keep following him?
I'm just gonna look at him.
All right.
Keep
Look at the
looking at
view.
him.
Keep an
Also,
eye on
I'm
the
bringing
guys.
Shokan with me.
No, that's totally reasonable.
Good.
People are staring and pointing.
That's fine.
They are so excited.
Oh
to
my!
see-
Is it like? Oh my God, a dog!
Puppy.
It's a giant dog.
Yeah. No, I saw a giint service dog the other day. I was like, oh my God, it's a good boof.
Is
But
there?
it's working. I can't pet the boof.
At the booth.
So as far as all the setups in the market, is there? So it's like sort of like booth type things,
Yeah.
or
Booths and like open tables
Okay.
and lots of
Is there like a little open area that I could sort of sit and pretend to sell things?
yeah, totally.
Okay, I'm gonna find a spot. I'm gonna lay down a
Pretend.
giant blanket, and I'm pretty much just I'm gonna put down a set of antlers, a half torn book, and a robot arm,
Okay.
and I'm gonna sit down and I'm going to start dulling my sword, just in case.
Dulling your sword?
Dulling my sword just in case I have to
Okay,
fight
cool.
Solveig. I don't want to hurt her too much.
That's good to know. A number of people walk up and examine the things that you've got there, but most of them seem to be here for things like, I would guess, food or like clothing, maybe some spices and stuff like that. But there are occasionally like the richer people. There are those that have entourages, and some that are on palanquins being carried through the marketplace.
That's nice.
Oh my God,
also-
Paris Hilton.
I have a sort of makeshift sign around Shokan's neck that says "Not for sale."
That's a good. Wait, no, you don't, because you can't write.
Oh!
For sale.
It just says like you could probably write
No.
no.
Boo.
Not you.
or a sad face.
I can help with that.
So I'm gonna sit there, and it's kind of a good thing that no one's approaching me about buying any of that stuff, because I'm actually going to sit and I'm gonna try to listen in on, see if I can hear anyone talking about anything that might be of interest.
Now here's the question: what languages does Kaz speak?
I know Sky Tongue and Flame Tongue.
All right, you get about half the people with Flame Tongue. Low Realm is extremely popular here. So about half the conversations are things that you're just like, I'm not entirely certain what they're saying, but you know, I want to give it my best shot, so to speak. Many of them are discussing market business and stuff like that. Very occasionally, people are talking about a crackdown on rebel activity in the city, and the criminals that have been engaging in, shall we say, terrorist attacks and things of that nature.
Are they talking about it as if it's like a new thing?
It's just like it's
happening?
the daily news almost.
Okay.
One of the terms that stands out is, or one of the names, I should say, that stands out is Nellen's Jadana. Nellen's is one of the houses of the Dragon-Blooded that you have heard is newly making inroads in Antang. Jadana is apparently a general or a commander of some sort who has come from a nearby city, the Citadel of, or the Jade Plum Citadel, which is a city maybe about a half a day away, and who's come into town apparently to try and clean things up. and the news generally sounds like she's making a big show of cleaning things up because the local dragon-blooded from House Vanif and House Sinus can't do it. So it's a political thing as well.
So just sort of stepping in. Okay.
There is a number of people want to buy the antlers just because they're interesting and they don't have a lot of that kind of animal around here. And they're like, do you grind it up for the medicines? For virility and to cure with the stomach aches?
Do I...
Bone powder?
What would I... What,
Antler powder.
What would I roll for my possible knowledge of use of antlers?
Medicine and intelligence. If it's a medical
So no
thing.
dice?
If it's survival,
Two
it's-
dice. Not no dice. 2 dice. Oh, no. That's a 6, not a 9. 1.
People have been known to do that. It's just it's not so common with your people.
Okay. I'm just going to say...
Mostly
I mean-
you use it for carving and like making into handles and things.
Yeah. You can crush them. I don't know what you could use that for. Go read a book.
You think I can afford
Find
book? What are you, crazy man with dogs?
Is there no library?
There's a library, but I have no money to rent books.
Oh, you need library.
Only those of royal families and the dragon-blooded, they have free access. We have to pay.
Okay. Well, sorry. I don't really know how these could help you.
They're
I do have a robot arm, though.
what is a?
Oh, I do have a book,
I was
actually.
like, you have a
I
book.
do have a book. I have half of a book.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Let me see this book.
Okay.
Remind me which book this was.
This was the one that I got from before we went into the house, the wacky house, from one of the dead bodies.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, you could do that. You just grabbed
Yeah.
it off a corpse, didn't you?
Yeah. No, he gave it to me. He was,
the
he was
corpse,
back alive.
the corpse gave you the book. That's
Well,
right.
Yeah.
the
You actually
ghost
might
that
remember
had
that.
stolen his body gave
Yeah.
it to you.
According to Kaz,
I will
the
buy
body
this-
gave it back to him.
So is it stealing then?
It's gifting.
No,
Got
not really.
gifted. You're re-gifting.
I will purchase this book from you.
Okay.
Yes, this book I will purchase for and he'll haggle a little bit over the price. And do you have bureaucracy?
No.
What's your charisma?
Oh, see this. This is a good one. 4.
You drive the price up a fair amount, and he pays about 50% more than what he wanted to for it.
I'm a dick.
Because you're also good looking. And he's kind of intimidated by the wolf.
Flirt.
Yeah, I got it.
You know, a number of people want to ask the story
It's
about
alarmingly
the.
attractive men sold me a book. How could I say
A
no?
number of people wanted to ask the story about the automaton's arm and what kind of strange metal beast you took it from, and whether or not the metal beast ate things of metal, or did it eat flesh?
I actually don't know. I randomly found this. It was
interesting.
it was inside of a log.
That is a strange log, and many people are confused by your story.
I mean, so it must be really rare.
Yes, it does seem to be. And honestly, nobody is willing to pay even remotely what it's worth, because you have a pretty good idea that it's pretty valuable. They're like, this is a curiosity, but
you sell it?
I'm here for like some pepper.
Oh, I should open a curiosity shop.
No.
And it's about
But you spell it incorrect because Kaz is curious goods and it's like with a Q instead.
it's about an hour or so later, because you've struck up conversation with a number of people that just want to hear stories, and they'll tell you about random things. When a gentleman walks up, he's fairly well dressed. He's got like some silk robes on, and is carrying. What would he be carrying?
Robot.
So like a couple of scrolls under one arm. But give me a socialize and perception real quick.
Aye, aye. Okay, it's not that bad. It's bad.
Oh wait,
no,
you've got-
2.
You have also got the Watchman's Infallible Eye, right?
Yes.
This is a guy that you need to profile, which is what you just did, so that's fine.
Okay.
This man is dangerous. He's far more dangerous than he looks on the outside. He's smiling, but he's actually prepared to. He seems like he's prepared to do serious violence to you if you try and hurt him.
Does he look like significant at all, other than like?
Kind of. He walks up and he just points and he goes, "You've got an arm from some kind of machine person,
Yeah, I don't really know what the story is, but I've just found it in a log.
and you're set up here selling that?
Should I not be?
Who did you pay for this spot?"
not the thing that owned the arm. I didn't hurt anyone.
Did you pay anyone?
No.
Okay, okay. And he does seem to relax instantly.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So I'm just here to tell you that this isn't the place for that kind of thing. That'll draw a lot of attention, and you do have to pay a fee to set up in markets. But if you want me to direct you to the proper market, I'll be happy to take you there, where people might be more interested in this kind of thing. Also, the bow. It's kind of a giveaway.
Oh no. I can't hide the bow. It's too big too.
You could wrap it up. You could unstring it and wrap it up.
Okay, yeah, I'll wrap the. I'll just, I'll
I got it. And he actually pulls out a cloth. I got this because people told me about that, and I wanted to make.
It's okay. I'll just take my leave. And I.
You sure? Because I can find you a buyer for that arm.
Actually, I really kind of like it.
Oh, well then why did you set it up and with the shop?
Well, it was a sudden change of mind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, once people actually started coming up and looking at it, I just realized that I was very partial to it.
Oh. Well, I can understand that.
So I just started packing everything up, and then I grabbed the sign around Shokan's neck, and I'm like, okay, I'm
Wait.
going.
Do you have a
business card?
Piece of paper or something like that?
Yes.
Thump! And he puts his stamp in some ink and smacks it onto the piece of paper. That's me. If you need any help selling things like that, come and ask for me.
Okay.
People will know.
Okay. Thank you. So, wait, was he going to attack me or wait? I'm so confused now.
That's because you're a precious summer
You're a
child that
prince.
doesn't know things.
I love you so much right now.
So you're gonna head back?
Yeah, I'm going.
All right. Back at the
That was a bad experience.
Caravanserai Manor House, etc.
Korsak,
Anything? Doing anything? Just
Yeah.
talking to Korsak? Cool.
What?
I might need your help for something.
Oh, it's gonna be fun, isn't it?
I'm,
What would you possibly need from dirty old me?
I'm restless. I hate being here, and I need to make something. Like I feel it in my bones, or else I'm gonna go crazy. And
Thanks.
I need your connections. I need to buy materials that are not exactly on the up and up.
Oh, like what?
Or Calcom, maybe if you can find some star metal. Definitely Black Jade.
Can find some star metal?
You're good at stealing things. I don't know. I can.
Am I anywhere near this conversation?
You're outside watching.
Probably not.
Okay.
What is there?
Like it
Do I even need connections for these things? Like, orichalcum is such a
Yeah,
divine metal that you would not be found here unless it's in a black market.
You would need to go to a black market. You would need to make a lot of connections. You would need to pay a lot of money, and you need to be very careful not to get dead at the drop of a hat. Buying the raw materials to make orichalcum and refine it himself would be a lot easier, but still difficult.
Like, how difficult?
Time and money consuming, essentially.
But I still don't make those guns so fast. Like, can I just give you a way to make the orichalcum?
That's gonna. But at least
Okay, yeah, because I don't want to end up dead.
That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna get the orichalcum.
I would at least Black Jade. You can at least get that. That's not that bad.
That is a lot
Oh,
easier
yeah,
to
yeah,
get.
yeah. And I can look in Black Jade. That's easy, but I'll look in about the orichalcum. I mean, you're literally immaculate. You're the one who has to immaculate order up your own panties. I can't.
That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah.
That sounded way worse than I thought it was in my head. I mean to say that I'm good at bureaucracy. I'm good at finding legitimate connections.
I will find a way for you to at least get the materials to try and make some, but having actual orichalcum is probably going to be way more difficult and probably get us all killed.
Fair enough. I'll be in your debt, and I promise. Are you sure about the no star metal thing? I know that it's really rare in the books, but you're kind of crafty. In the not like building things way, more of like stealing people out of pocket crafty way.
Star metal is weird as fuck, right? Like,
Star metal is one of the hardest things to find in creation, period.
Ooh, I want some.
It would be like, okay, I need you to steal me some plutonium. And it's like, where the fuck am I going to find plutonium?
Weapons grade, please.
Yeah.
I am not a metal detector.
I'm not making that mistake again.
I'm not. You can't just go
Does
to
it
a
have
beach and put me
radiation?
on a leash and go, hey, go find. Go. Beep, 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 beep. Like,
If it make you feel better.
if I hear anything about star metal that sounds fairly legitimate, I'll let you know,
Thank you.
I guess. What do you need
Shogun
all
could
this
do
stuff for?
When I
What
get
are you building?
when I get
are you
nervous,
building?
I make things, and I don't like being here. If like literally, the only place I want to be here less than here is Chiaroscuro. My uncle is a very powerful and man. He doesn't really understand me very much. He's gonna be very him. And Kaz's words made me really nervous too. If there's gonna be a battle here, we can't use what I've come to depend on, which is my exaltation. We have to use weapons in our hands, or else we'll have the whole world against us in a matter of seconds. And I want to be prepared for that.
Hey, well, if it's any, like, consolation, you and Zara made it into the Fairful Cold and came back out alive without anything.
Fair folk are easy. They don't judge me.
Are easy? Judge you?
Never mind.
You walked out of wild magic and you're worried about the judgment of other people?
It's complicated.
Yeah, it is.
Sakai has started a ritual in the courtyard, by the way. He's burning incense and stuff like that and setting up like a little altar and whatnot. He is definitely not praying to the Immaculate Dragons. He's got two, real quick, he's got two particular statues in front of him. One is of this this golden warrior who's dressed like a king. He's got a crown, spear and shield in his hand. Definitely not the Unconquered Sun, but there's like some elements there. And this haggard crone with hair falling over her eyes and open sores on her
Are you
face.
jumping to Svara outside or no?
This is just out in the
We're out in the
courtyard,
corner.
so if you look out the window, you're going to
Okay.
see Sakai doing that.
Will
Okay.
this be a Laurel? Too?
Yeah, you could do that. Lauren Int. So, assuming that...
completing with you,
Yeah.
of course, like does say, you know, with all this fear of judgment, from what it sounded like, you've been ready for a war all your life. It's about time to start dropping that and stop caring. Not caring, but like know what actually matters. Because when the time comes and shit's on the line and our lives become on the line, you have to make the choice.
This is precisely the reason I moved that I did, to never have to make the decisions that the realm requires you of. I want to do the right thing, not what the safe thing is.
Yes. And now, out of the safety, I know I can understand that it is uncomfortable, but just be ready when the time comes that you have to, if you really are trying to fight for good, as you've said, then start learning how to act like it.
You were right, Corsac. You're
She
wise.
pops up just a little bit. It's like, oh!
Svara had something that she was going to be doing?
I had been in the garden trying to talk philosophy with him, drinking tea,
Yeah.
and I just come in huffing and complaining under my breath about Solfus and being like, such arrogance. And I'm definitely not gonna have a conversation with him again.
So you walk by us? Like,
Yeah. And I hear him say I was wrong, and I just start laughing.
I'm like, when I hear you say, it's like, oh, such arrogance. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, I guess it must be pretty bad if it's like comparing with you.
Is this philosophy then, this lore?
Yes.
Woohoo, extra dice.
Whoa, yes!
His style of arguing is a very Socratic method where he just turns your own arguments back upon themselves.
Yes, but I was very frustrated.
Yes.
He kept saying that basically his
This is
mind
my
is the only
specialty
thing.
lore.
So he's he is praying to the Golden Lord and the Pale Mistress, who are two of the local gods of Anteng that were suppressed under the realm's conquest of it. But everybody knows that they're venerated in Anteng.
What's his name? Sorry.
Sakai,
Sakai.
as like Stan Sakai, the creator of Usagi Yojimbo.
Landlord. Golden King?
The Golden Lord and the Pale Mistress.
What you were saying, Swar?
Oh, I mean, I just was frustrated with him because he was saying that his mind is the only thing he can know exists, and therefore the only thing that matters. Really.
I'm sorry, you can't actually know your mind exists until you pull your brain out, which at that point is completely counterproductive.
Yeah, I mean,
but your brain is just an inner vessel of your eternal being of self.
You still need to cut your brain open. You still need to cut your head open and look
They-
at it yourself.
Knock,
Unless-
knock.
I hear a knock on the roof. I can hear you all, and I don't know about the brain thing. What are we talking about?
Philosophy.
Okay, I'm going to go back to sleep. And I go back to sleep.
Shortly thereafter, Kaz will return.
Something
and
about brains.
as Kaz is returning, an entourage is arriving at the front door. Like about 20 people. About 10 of them are honor guard, 1 efficient, and the rest appear to be porters and bearers.
Kaz brought some friends.
Wait, they're arriving like right before me?
Yeah, you're coming from opposite sides. You sort of meet at the door. The official one with a tall hat with a pin
Can
through
I do
it.
easily overlook presence technique right now and just kind of not really be like?
Yeah,
I'm just kind
absolutely.
of hiding. No one's really searching, so I can just do this.
is the hat like the one that person who made himself more beautiful was wearing?
It is similar in style, yes.
Style
Copper
of it.
Scribe of Heaven was
Thank
his
you,
name.
thank you.
How can I help you?
How can I help you?
Oh, I'm
Kaz is talking to them.
I'm
Do you say this in the room?
Yeah, Kaz is talking to them.
I'm just gonna go hide.
I'm going to immediately start taking off my clothes.
Okay.
And
Yes.
no, literally, like as I'm doing that, I'm finding my nicest clothes as I can.
I'm gonna pretend I'm not walking towards the door then, and just walk by them. You're like, I'm good.
See that you are, peasant. Thump, thump, thump,
Dicks.
thump, thump on the door.
Then I'm gonna make sure no one's noticing. I'm gonna go around the corner.
Do you have stealth?
No.
No, you don't.
You also have a giant wolf. So it's like you stealth around the corner, and then him and his wolf's head are like.
Shokan just like
He just like walks normal pace, like around the corner.
I mean,
Like
with
the
the
lion
by,
from
like,
Steven
a-
Universe, I'm
I was thinking
imagining.
like in Scooby Doo. Shokan gets on his hind feet and he's like,
Sakai moves to the door and slowly pulls it open. There is an exchange of words that some of you can overhear because you've got sensory
ears.
acuity prana and whatnot.
Yes.
I got damn good ears then.
We are here for Of the Second and Seventh Wistful Sigh and his companions. We are to bring them to dinner. I shall inform the Lord, then, if you would be so kind as to wait here. Of course, Monk? Yes, Monk. Clack, 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 clack. You've got a fancy man that wants to take you to dinner.
Did he give a number of people?
No, but I think there's about 20 of them, and he said your name and your companions should be going to dinner.
I began to curse in 3 different languages, including Orelm, but Orelm is banana.
Just banana.
Okay. Tell him we will be there before complete sundown. That's about 45 minutes, right?
Yes. I think they want to take you there. They've got some palanquins.
Okay. Monos,
Yes.
I need you down here now.
I'm sitting backwards like this because I was listening to them here, and I just kind of roll off the roof a little bit and
Thud.
land back down. Yeah.
It's not even a graceful.
Oh no, I land in bushes if there's bushes by
Shook.
there. Definitely, I just like that. Yes.
Stand right there.
Okay, I can do that.
One second.
Oh dear, what's happening?
Oh, I'm doing something really.
This is where
I'm
where
worried.
Claudia's like Sailor Moon transformation charm would come in super handy.
Oh yeah, God. She just,
The one that she has in real life though, not the
Byron
not the
like
fake one.
dress changes out of clothes, and it's the funniest shit I've ever seen
love
in
it.
my life.
Ah,
I just behind
okay,
me,
so
Anna pulled
Coruscant-
out a stick and a knife, and I was like, "Please don't kill me."
Coruscant is like not there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
I'm just not there. Yeah.
so, I have just activated with Personal Essence.
All right.
Craftsman needs a tool and a reach shifting prana. I am shifting woodwork to cloth mending, and I can't do that.
That's too far afield.
I was hoping that.
Nope, I'm afraid not.
You make him a suit of armor, a ceremonial armor by accident.
I was actually hoping. I was
Put me in
hoping
a
just to be
tuxedo.
able to mend that thing just enough so it doesn't look like that.
No, unfortunately not. Woodworking is a little too far afield from tailoring.
There's not like clothes here.
We need really nice
Sound
clothes.
like Lost Boys go.
Probably they look like they're kind
Wait.
of fancy.
No, stand up straight.
I
I'm gonna
am.
begin to feel
I'm,
him
very, I'm
off.
very short. Like I'm very short. So
I am going to begin just tapping your sides, legs.
I just kind of let him.
I
Reach
saw
over.
this. As far as like hiding too, is like
I'm-
if I
yeah,
see- I think we're
I'm
both just
nowhere
hiding
to be
behind a
found.
couch. Like I saw this at a checkpoint once, and it's just like he's patting him down.
And can they can the entourage can they see us at all?
No, not from where they
can't
are.
see- Okay, okay.
You will wear these pants like this. See how belt flush. Okay, cape over one shoulder. You're a warrior, right? You're a great warrior. You're one of the best I've ever seen in my life.
And you want me to wear pants?
Look,
Yes.
soldiers from Montaigne, and especially in this area, those who want to impress dignitaries, warriors of that type, do a pose like this, and I begin to kind of shrug my shoulders in a way that locals would. That's all you need to do. Okay? Cass.
I'm not here.
Oh, alright.
Yeah, he's down the street, yo.
Literally,
I
you
check,
don't
pull
see
down my
Korosek.
pants and I start putting them
That means
on.
I only have.
No, I'm gone.
Yeah, no,
It's
we
just,
left.
it's just you and me in my underwear. That's all it is. I'm just my yellow shorts are down on my ankles on my
God.
sandals.
You guys are leaving me to deal with my uncle with.
I'm here.
You want me to find stuff?
Okay, this is what I have to do. This pants on like that.
Yes.
They're backwards. They're,
Is it forwards?
you see the part with the flap?
On my body or the pants?
This is gonna probably go
Are
on
you
for
a
a
lizard? Wait.
This goes on for a while, but eventually you get the clothes on him, and you also change yourself.
Could you make me a pipe so I can look fancy?
That actually I could do.
Yeah, you whap whap
Why
whap
don't you
pipe.
make your own pipe? You've always
my
wanted a
God.
pipe, but you've never made your own pipe.
I take all
I'm
my
panicking right now. I wasn't even thinking about that before. Now it's just like, can I pipe? Yes, anything you want, just
Yeah, like,
please.
within
He just,
2
like,
minutes, he has
scratches one
crafted a pipe.
How fast did you whittle it? He's like,
Monos uses a little
Like
bit of his
apple
liquor
skin.
to comb his hair a little
Oh,
bit.
good. And Sakai will show Monos and Whist out to the Seneschal.
so a
Young
thing-
master, it is so good to see you once again. If you'd be so kind, we've brought palanquins for you.
Thank you. You've looked well with age. My uncle, he's kept you this many years. This is the longest.
I do good work, apparently. I thought there were more of you.
Some of them are out and about. I have left a message. I promise they'll come as soon as they can. They're not from around here, as you know.
Understandable. And meanwhile, Korosek standing like 3 feet away, ignored by everyone.
Also, like this allows me to like nobody can see me unless I literally join battle, so
Yep.
I can follow.
Yeah, you can just totally follow
I'm
along.
gonna follow.
It's a great
I
power.
can jump on rooftops and everything, and nobody.
Yep. She's just like, just shadowing. They will.
I wave at you though.
They will bear Whist and Monos to a very fancy area of the city. There's a canal with many pleasure boats sailing by, fairly wide. Like if you were to take the width of the rivers in Kyoto or so, and add another 50% to them and fill them with pleasure boats and stuff like that, it's a lot like that.
That's super lovely.
Yeah, and again, they're the same kind of like built up patio porches looking out over the canals and things like that, as you would find in Kyoto.
barely
And there is
handle
a
a storm.
4-story tea house that is definitely filled with very rich people, and they will lead you in to the top floor that has been rented out entirely by your uncle, who is Faruz Broken Pine, one of the great tradesmen of Antang. And as soon as you enter, he's up on his feet. Whist, my boy, come here, say hello to your uncle.
So, Uncle,
Thump, thump, thump. He's shorter than you would expect. About 5'4", 5'5". Definitely enjoys food, but also has the look of somebody who does a lot of heavy lifting. He's like one thing that Whist may have mentioned on the way over is that he is a fan of falconing and hunting and things like that, and horseback riding. So he is active, although he is a little portly.
Active and snacktive.
Yes.
Active.
Powers Snacktivity.
Perfect.
Monster's just smiling politely at everything anyone says.
There are musicians and dancers and whatnot that are entertaining. The whole upper floor is probably entertaining maybe 50 or so people.
So I can still kind of weave in about a crowd.
Yes.
Since I'm still there. Yeah.
And no one can see her. Oh, can we see her?
Not unless she wants you to.
Okay.
Give me a stealth roll.
Because I'm in a crowd, I get an extra dice, right?
Yes, you do.
So stealth dex.
Yep, stealth dex.
Is there anywhere nearby that I could sort of like outside of the building, just hang out off in the distance that I won't
There's a
really be
shitty bar.
noticed? Well, no, I want to be able to see what's going on.
That's what I mean. There's a shitty bar, and you could go up on the rooftop bar and look across.
It's a little obvious. Okay. Is there like a sort of like hillside that's kind of far away?
Yeah, actually.
Okay, I'm gonna go up there with Shokan, and I am going to use sensory acuity prana for sight.
Sensory acuity prana is all senses.
Or wait, no, not that one. Oh yeah, never mind.
The keen hearing.
Yeah, let's try to use that.
Because that way you could hear them, and you could do that from the
That's
street as well.
More helpful.
You could like go into a shitty bar and close the door and drink and hear them across the street.
I'm
with
gonna
no
do
problem.
that. That sounds much
That's
better.
like one of the things I'm going to be picking up. That I'm willing to go. I had 6.
I just want to look
6.
really cool up on a hill.
So, among the people in this room, you're not there. You didn't even sneak after. What are you doing in the
You're
meantime?
just like, bye, tell me
Crafting?
about it later.
No.
Do you want me to get back to you later?
No, I know exactly
Okay.
what I'm doing. So, put my crafting aside, and I keep feeling like I should go out. I'm just have a good feeling about it. So, I go into Zaraha's cart and
Steal more of her things.
I get a really nice. I have like my ghost tour from Ontang to kind of help guide me about what would make me look really nice, but not so nice that I attract too much attention. So it's really lovely green dress. I go back to my tent. I put some dye in my hair, so my hair's nice and black with like a little bit of blue in it, and I put it up and just go out.
Fair. That's perfect. So first off, looking around the room, did you have any investigation charms? Either of you?
No.
Okay. So the one thing that catches your attention as Korasak is you're walking across the room, and there are a number of very, very well-to-do people here as Farouz is introducing Whist to all of his compatriots, business partners, officiants, and things like that. Korasak passes by a woman in deep red silks with a veil across her face and a very tall hat. And as she passes, she turns her head slightly, like she almost heard you. Just like almost. And then goes back to drinking very daintily, and she sort of lifts up the veil as she drinks. There are also a number of guild representatives here. Most
Avoid the red hat lady.
Yeah, like red silks, red veil, red hat. Whist is introduced to everyone, especially that particular woman.
Really?
Whist, I would like you to meet one of the most important people in the city right now. A tax assessor from the realm, Kathek Niobe.
Nick Niobe.
A pleasure, sir.
Not quite kissing.
Yeah. There have been taxation irregularities, and I am making certain that all of the books are well kept. Throughout the major mercantile houses, of course.
But of course. They say that swords win battles, but
And what is it that brings you here?
as always trade and family. I would min to the south as my normal will, but my uncle is
What's your guile?
3.
Ah, interesting. I'm glad that you could make your time here and visit your uncle.
It was a lovely business. And I'm gonna actually do my best to seem like I'm not happy to be here, but it's more of a...
Yeah,
So make it seem that if I'm lying mostly because I don't want to be here, not because I'm hiding anything.
Am I still standing near him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
then
you're gonna be glued to me.
Are there hors d'oeuvres or anything?
Yes.
Okay, I start grabbing what I can. But
Small dim sum things.
I eat them very daintily, but I am wiping them on my pants.
Oh no!
Many people are watching aghast at what he is doing.
And I started looking and seeing people with the napkins, and I think the tablecloth is a big napkin, so I started using that instead.
What is Monos' guile?
No.
Bottom right.
1.
All right, so what is Monos' intention in this scene and at this party? Because I'm pretty sure it's get drunk and help my friend not get murdered.
I am literally just trying to do what I can to support my new associate.
Good to know, because that's not a bad thing to have a low guile for, because everybody's like, even he doesn't know what he's doing here, but Wist has brought this barbarian.
I was told to wear pants and I was told to take off my clothes and then put on another clothes. And I did that. I just got, yes.
I wrote down, it's you, me, and my underwear. I don't remember what happened.
When there's enough looks, though,
Uh-huh.
I'm actually gonna pivot. I'll be Strunkel.
Yes.
Might meet you to my friend Monos. He is of the Western realms, but he is the best shot I've ever seen. I know you are a fan of great shots.
You're an archer?
In a way.
What kind of way?
In the way that I use fire instead of arrows and wands instead of bows.
Oh, yes, flame pieces. Very popular here. I'm surprised that somebody from the West picked them up, but in Gem, they are used for dueling quite extensively. I have several sets myself. Don't have much cause to use them because I don't get in duels much, but I do like to hang them. They're quite nice.
Would you like to see mine?
Yes, I would, as a matter of fact.
I reach down and they're not on my pants because I have new pants now, and I have to kind of look through and oh, they're right here. Here they go. These are actually a gift from your nephew.
Wow, these are fantastically well made. Give me an awareness and perception for Korosek, if you would.
Hold on. Awareness and perception.
Yes.
This is a creepy
And what was the woman in red's name again?
It's a creepy woman laughing.
Okay.
What's
sorry.
up?
What was the woman in red's name again?
Kathak Niobe.
Kathak Niobe.
4.
The Kathak Niobe, when the guns come out, she doesn't shift body posture, but her eyes just... And you can almost feel the distance compress as she begins examining them and continues to sip her wine.
Oh, wow. Like, the way a fighter does, or someone who collects?
The way a dragon-blooded would recognize an artifact that was just produced in broad view. Because he did have to include things like orichalcum and jade in their construction to make them an artifact.
What are their feelings about artifacts? They're like, no,
No.
destroy it.
Like, he must be super rich, or maybe the dude's god-blooded, or maybe he stole them from somebody important. Probably that last one, but...
Perhaps he can give you a demonstration privately later.
I would very much enjoy that, I think.
I know that you're a fan of
I would
rarities.
enjoy it as well. If you would not mind, of course. No, of course not, Madam Kathak. I would be pleased to have you along.
It would be my honor.
And with that, I'm going to pause game here because it's 7:52. 7:52. We're going to take a little break after I read some donations and things like that.
Zara. I was depending on you tonight.
I think you're doing all right. You're being a disaster in all the best possible ways.
You walked into a Fairfolk hold with Kaz and came out alive. You're gonna be fine.
But you walked into a dinner party with me, so that's more dangerous, frankly.
That's true. That's true. So donations from the ground up. Fractali, $50.
Fractali! Yes!
What do you mean this is the donation page? But I thought I heard kittens.
Aw, better than firstborn. Send me kittens instead of firstborns.
Oh, we gotta explain that at some point.
Grinny has dropped $10.
Grinny.
I appreciate that if we smother the cheese sandwich that is Tyler in a classy poppy seed dressing or hollandaise sauce. Please and also thank you. Love your butts. Thank you, Grinny.
I love my butt
Thank
too.
you, Grinny. You can have my butt.
Good, because it's the one that's attached to you, and if you didn't like it, you'd have to have surgery.
Want a new one.
Oh, it's Ashi Rooney. Ashi Rooney donated $50. I has monies this
Holy
week.
shit,
Wait,
thank
you
you.
has monies this week.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Also,
Ashi. I haven't
you.
seen you in a long
I
time.
know, we miss you.
Appreciate it.
Message you
Thank you.
too.
Grinny also dropped another $5. Cheaters always prosper, Kaz. Hashtag Team Soam.
Oh, dang.
Oh, no.
Gritty actively has literally
That
ever
looks
since I met Gritty,
amazing.
she has been rooting against me like constantly.
Dude, no, but that
Oh, that
fuck,
makeup was
was
fantastic.
So
Yeah,
Check out
some-
Gritty's makeup
Yo,
on
Oh,
Twitter.
yeah.
That some cosplay was.
Grinny, you should retweet the Soam face paint for her when her face was breaking
Yes.
apart.
Yeah,
do it.
it's pretty
Super
good.
cool.
Eridance dropped $5. You are all awesome. I love getting to watch this show every week. Thank you to AJ and Tyler for the crazy amounts of work they're putting into BattleTech lately. I
Yes.
love Kaz doesn't run into any road dents. I don't know. I assume that this is a reference to something else.
Yeah, it's something I saw.
Deceptive Mirror, $10. So happy to support this grand nonprofit. It's a pleasure to see all of you silken-voiced, well-dressed folks spinning a great tale every week.
Oh, thanks.
Ad King, $5. Usagi Ojimbo, great stuff. Nice reference, Tyler. I tend to pull names out of people that I like in the real world. That's just the way it goes.
There are worse things to pull out of people.
And Odious. Odious dropped $150.
What the
what?
What the F?
Because an audit is
you.
coming, and I figure Whist will need it for bribes, and also because parties are a perfect place for an anime banner to go off. Hashtag Wild Hunt.
Let's do it.
Anna Banner? What Anna Banner? I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, so we're taking a break. We're coming back at 8:10.
Yeah.
Go get some water. Go pee.
Some
go get a
dogs.
cat.
Oh, I am gonna pee so much.
So, yes, 8:10. We'll be back then, do a brief recap, and you'll have some resolution for party fun times.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.